of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm Loving It, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Coming up on Primetime, Nestor Lecanto has details on the governor's new executive order regarding GITA grants and how the American Rescue Plan will fund them. Plus, Juan Mendiola has been found not guilty of murder, but guilty of manslaughter. Tyler Matanani was at court today and has details. And our island community is seeing more cases of children with COVID. Chris Barnett has that story. Good evening, everybody. I'm Jason Salas, and a special holiday to all of our viewers watching on Facebook all over the world. I'm Jason Salas, and these are tonight's top stories. Well, in another bid to boost up struggling small businesses, the Guam Economic Development Authority will be offering a new round of grants worth about $27 million. Governor Lula Leon Guerrero signed a new executive order authorizing the use of American Rescue Plan money to fund it.
And so we looked at our monies, and we looked at the programs through GITA. And we have come to, I think, reasonable assistance.
GITA CEO Melanie Mendiola says use of the funds is very flexible.
The money, again, can be utilized for any number of expenditures, including payroll, rent, utilities, maintenance, inventory, etc.
$20 million is for direct assistance. $1.8 million is to make whole those businesses who were cut out when the first grant program ran out of money. And $5 million is for economic diversification.
I think it's a very fruitful investment. It's very good use of American Rescue Plan monies because it not only, like I said, helps right now, but it also projects out into the future.
Along with her previously stated goals of launching agriculture, aquaculture, and pharmaceutical industries, she's also trying to woo tech giants. She says she met recently with a director from Google.
And she definitely said, yes, they are looking at Guam because they're in Hong Kong right now, and because of the unstable government and civil environment of Hong Kong, they're looking at a much stable place.
Representatives from local business organizations were also invited via Zoom to the executive order signing, and they all said they were pleased with the new grant program. Chamber President Catherine Castro.
We really appreciate this, and I know that GITA, your team is excellent, and you're going to roll this out as quickly as possible. So you can count on our support to get this out to as many people and businesses as possible.
Detailed information is available on GITA's website, investguam.com. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Funding remains available for rental and mortgage assistance, as about 1,700 applicants out of 3,000 were approved for versions 1 and 2 of the program. The Department of Administration has now launched version 3 of the effort, with DOE Deputy Director Bernie Guinness telling KUAM News that now that the pandemic unemployment assistance program has ended, there may be more people who will qualify.
So cycle 3 really is about the internet, and then it could be for it could also be for installation, putting in folks that don't have internet services. If they wanted to apply, we can go ahead and pay for those additional costs.
Now, other new expenses such as household relocation costs and rental arrears are also now eligible for reimbursement.
Meaning we can also pay for those who are continuing services with us. They can also receive payments like a bulk payment, so that because really the intent for cycle 3 too is to speed up the process, right?
Guinness says the eligibility criteria remain the same as previously. Applicants must have suffered a reduction in income because of the pandemic, demonstrate housing instability, and meet the area median income level requirements. Well, not a single fine has been issued in 2 days of enforcement for the governor's proof of vaccination executive order, as Public Health Environmental Head Leilani Navarro says teams canvassed covered businesses but found no such violations of the EO, which does mandate businesses require proof of vaccination or self-attestation of being in receipt of at least one vaccine shot.
They introduce themselves, show their badges, and tell them, hey, we're from public health. If there was a complaint that we received, we let the operator know that we were there for based on the complaint, and this is what the complaint said. And then the inspectors would go through a list of the inspection report. They would go through a checklist and see if the requirements based on the guidance memo are met.
Well, if those requirements are not met, fines will be levied for businesses failing to enforce vaccine verification. The first offense is $1,000. The second offense is $2,500, and the third offense is $10,000. For individuals who are not honest about their vaccination status, fines are $100 for the first infraction, $250 for the second, and $1,000 for third offense and every offense thereafter. The Guam Memorial Hospital, in other news, is planning to put in a request for reinforcement to military to help handle their surge of COVID-19 patients. GMH Administrator and CEO Lilian Posada says they're beginning the process of completing the documents and forms to get those mission assignments from the Department of Defense.
Hopefully that they can deploy some DOD medical staff, doctors and nurses, like we did last year. But I'm sure they're also tapped on throughout the U.S., but, doesn't hurt to try. And so we are going to sit down and go through the completing the form, the request for mission assignment of DOD personnel.
During the second surge last year, some 20 military medical personnel from the Army and Air Force Joint Service Team were assigned to help GMH. These included intensivists, critical care nurses, respiratory therapists, and respiratory technicians. From court, it took a jury less than a day to return a verdict in the murder trial of Juan Mendiola. With the latest on this story is Tyler Matanani.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Juan Faisal Mendiola, also known as John F. Mendiola, verdict form 1, charge 1, murder as a first-degree felony, not guilty.
A verdict has been reached, and Juan Mendiola was found not guilty of murder, but guilty of manslaughter and aggravated assault. Mendiola was on trial for the fatal shooting of Peter Rios. The death occurred at Taitano Apartments in Mongmong in May of last year. Defense attorney Joseph Rosano had argued that Mendiola acted in self-defense.
We felt like the self-defense was pretty solid, so we were a little surprised by the verdict.
Do you guys plan on appealing the case?
Probably, yeah. I think the public trial situation is very serious, and so we are going to go ahead and appeal that.
During the trial, Rosano had motioned for a new trial because of public access issues, citing audio and technical problems which prevented Mendiola's family and the public from listening into the trial. Mendiola is scheduled to be sentenced on November 5th. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matanani.
Staying with legal matters, Troy Demian appeared before Superior Court Judge Maria Senzon on a motion to be released to a third-party custodian. He, along with Nicholas Moore, have been accused of murdering 28-year-old Michael Castro. Demian's father, mother, and uncle are currently awaiting approval to be his third-party custodian. But Assistant AG Jeremiah Luther argues that immediate family and spouses are not such appropriate custodians. No decision was made, as Her Honor ordered that Demian's defense attorney file a request for electronic monitoring with probation in the event the request is granted. A further proceedings hearing will be scheduled if it is approved. Demian has pled not guilty and is being held on $750,000 cash bail. Well, we got to take a break, but please stay tuned. Primetime continues right after this.
Nothing transforms a life quite like a home loan. That's why Bank of Hawaii offers online tools that make it easier to transform renters into owners, old kitchens into modern ones, and high school grads into college students. At Bank of Hawaii, we're making it easier to research and apply for a home loan that can transform your life with local experts you can always talk to. So let your transformation begin at boh.com/home.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens, it's a beautiful day. We rely on the people we trust. who we can always count on, and to the ones who give us the most care throughout the years. Rely on CalVost Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need wherever you are. GovGuam employees, retirees, and survivors, enroll today.
Hi, my name is Justine Chu.
Jim Pamplona.
Alexis Sublan. I'm Minami Kramer, and I'm a GTA youth leader.
Because of GTA, I was able to go to Interlaken, a summer music camp over the summer, and I'm very, very grateful for that opportunity.
It helped me pay for my college tuition with a scholarship.
Benefits, including a free phone and a year free service.
If you're someone who wants to inspire others, help others, and become a better person, this is for you.
Become a GTA youth leader today.
Half a day.
Hi.
That will be $20, please.
I forgot my Mobile Smiles driver's rewards card.
No worries. You can now use your registered mobile number to earn points.
Can I use my mobile number to redeem rewards?
Sure. Just show us your photo ID or driver's license.
That's easy.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. The Centers for Disease Control says there have been more than 40 million confirmed coronavirus cases in the mainland since the pandemic began, along with over 651,000 deaths. Both statistics have risen steadily in recent weeks. Skylar Henry has more.
As Americans gather to celebrate Labor Day, officials brace for another possible COVID-19 surge.
It troubles me that we somehow have decided this is over and the Delta variant now is surging across America.
Despite the rise in cases, airports were still busy this holiday weekend.
Kind of made our plans to where we were pretty much not going to be in big crowds and social distance pretty good.
From coast to coast, fans packed stadiums as the college football season got underway. More than 70,000 saw Notre Dame beat Florida State in Tallahassee on Sunday. A day earlier, a similar-sized crowd was on hand as UCLA defeated LSU in Pasadena. Experts say infections have tended to rise after major holidays.
The good news is that we're not seeing a lot of breakthrough hospitalizations or deaths, but we are seeing breakthrough cases and breakthrough long COVID.
The U.S. is now averaging more than 150,000 new COVID-19 cases a day. That's the highest it's been since its peak in January. Skylar Henry reporting for KUAM News.
Well, these days, kids with COVID are certainly a parent's worst nightmare, and unfortunately, it's happening right here at home. Here's Chris Barnett with pediatrician Dr. Michael Ong.
Weeks into this Delta variant-driven COVID surge, more positives means more kids with COVID. Dr. Michael Ong.
You're right. We're definitely seeing an uptick in cases in the hospital. Just seeing a couple extra kids in the hospital, and I saw another one in the ER. Yeah, it's making me nervous. And
Hospital Administrator Lillian Posadas confirms there have been several pediatric hospitalizations during this surge, and she says she's also seen an increase in emergency room visits, kids testing positive for the virus, then going home to be cared for by family. Dr. saying for the most part, kids can beat COVID on their own.
Typically, days 3 or 4 are going to be the worst with any viral illness, and typically we expect them to kind of get better, right? And with mild cases of COVID, we're seeing that. But 5 days, 6, 7 days out, and they're still not looking that great, or their breathing gets worse, yeah, that's definitely time to get it.
For COVID cases 12 years of age and up, Regeneron and Regenco monoclonal antibody treatments are available. Dr. says parents taking care of COVID-positive kids can treat the fever with over-the-counter meds.
You're going to treat the symptoms, and then just really, it's going to be more about monitoring and making sure that the breathing status doesn't change. Because what I really would not want to do is have parents watch and be like, oh, it got a little bit worse, but maybe we'll wait and see if it gets better. Like, COVID is not one that we want to wait and gets better.
Dr. saying any shortness of breath, labor, or difficulty breathing means you should bring your child to the hospital immediately. He adds, like adults, children with pre-existing medical conditions are at greater risk of not faring well against the coronavirus.
Diabetes, any immunocompromised situations, thankfully not a ton of kids are going to have like liver and kidney issues, but there are some on island. So anybody with any comorbidity really, obesity, we have kids that are obese as well, and so those kids need to be watching out too.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Well, it does appear that nearly half of the clients detained at the Department of Youth Affairs will soon be getting vaccinated against coronavirus. DYA Deputy Director Crisinda Uggan tells KUAM News that in a recent survey among clients, 8 out of the 18 confinees at the agency's facilities are willing to get the inoculated against the deadly virus. She also said they're working to get the vaccines administered into the arms of the clients in the next couple of weeks.
To date, 8 of our 18 clients are wanting to get vaccinated, and that could be due to, personal reasons, their experiences with their family. So we are coordinating that effort for the 8 of the 18 clients who will be getting vaccinated.
Public Health will administer the only CDC-approved COVID vaccine for individuals 12 and older. That would be the Pfizer vaccine. DOA will request for a supply of the vaccine so their nurse can give the shots in an event more clients are willing to get the shot and receive parental permission. Additionally, Uggan noted that 50 out of 75 DYA staffers are fully immunized against coronavirus. Well, our island's teachers have been holding the line against and along with the other brave frontliners, and even with the pandemic around, that hasn't stopped them from molding the minds of our island's children. Daniel Perez has this next report.
The second parent to our children are teachers. They keep them safe while they're in school and ensure that they learn what they need to know. With COVID-19 around every corner, our island's teachers also make sure that they don't catch it. ESL teacher Zenia Duenas is holding the line so that our children remain COVID-free.
Some days I feel like I'm just ready to conquer, and there are other days where it really depends on the challenge and how stressful my day was. And so there are times when I feel drained, and I feel like we just have to get over this, because there are a lot of things to think about all the time. I can't just think about my family. I have to think about my students, and everybody else around me. So it can be mentally draining. And of course, when it's mentally draining, it just affects you physically.
Duenas added that when classes opened, they took extra steps to ensure that the children were always healthy. And that included adding extra precautions for them to follow.
I can tell you that I felt that the kids at school were safe. They had their masks on. They had assigned seats outside of the classroom, assigned seats in the cafeteria. And we were always working as a team to make sure that the kids were socially distanced. We do the best we can to keep ourselves safe here at school. So when I come home, at least I have that peace of mind that, yes, my students were washing their hands, we were sanitizing. I constantly clean my classroom in and out. I'm constantly wiping tables, chairs, doorknobs, the faucet. So at least I know that I'm doing my part in keeping everything sanitized.
With the pandemic still raging, Duenas further stated that the teachers are always keeping an eye to make sure each student is well enough to learn, and keeping them safe is always their top priority.
Just having to come to school and knowing that COVID is out there and being around hundreds of kids is a big sacrifice. But it's a duty that I have, it's a responsibility that I have, and I'm happy to be here to help our children.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Daniel Perez.
Moving to business matters, Philippine Airlines has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy reorganization. The national flag carrier says it is restructuring its debt to enable it to continue current operations and position itself for full recovery once global travel demand returns. Flight service from Guam to Manila will continue during this time, as Nestor Lacanto explains in this next story.
Philippine Airlines President and COO Gilbert Santa Maria made the announcement in a 10-minute video news release over the weekend.
We have been working with our creditors, lessors, suppliers, shareholders, and employees on a permanent solution to complete the recovery and guarantee the future of Philippine Airlines.
The airline says it suffered a 75% collapse in passenger load in 2020, wiping out some $2 billion in revenue. It was eventually forced to lay off more than 2,300 employees. PAL is currently operating at about 20% of the pre-pandemic flight schedule. No further disruption in current services is expected, and there are plans to gradually increase both domestic and international service as it emerges from restructuring. The airline says it hopes to exit Chapter 11 possibly in just a few months. Also appearing in the announcement was controlling stakeholder Dr. Lucio Tan and his grandson Lucio Tan III, who read a message from his grandfather.
We will complete the recovery of Philippine Airlines. We firmly support the management and employees of PAL as they undergo the restructuring process. Together, we will deliver an airline with a reorganized balance sheet, a streamlined workforce, and a renewed sense of mission. Now and long into the future. Thank you for your continued support and trust.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
All right, thanks, Nestor. Isaiah Uggan has our next report from the world of education as online classes are now in full session for students at Career Tech High Academy Charter School.
Due to the upsurge in COVID-19 cases on the island, Governor Lou Leon Guerrero suspended face-to-face instruction through an executive order for pre-kindergarten through the 12th grade for both public and private schools, forcing thousands of students to attend their classes virtually. CTEC had a slight glitch when it came to switching students from in-person instruction to the online model of learning. According to CTEC principal Dr. Juan Flores, that hiccup was having parents sign the laptop's liability agreement. Currently, there are only 60 students enrolled in the home of the Sikhs. To date, 100% of CTEC's faculty and staff are fully vaccinated against the virus. They only missed 2 days of classes. Right now, the learning institution is ironing out how the students will make up those missed days of instruction. In an interview on The Link, Dr. Flores shares the highlights of the school year so far.
I was moved by a parent who talked about hearing laughing and animated conversations when she walked by her son's room while he was on one of our classes. And that's actually the way I feel. We had 8 days of online learning. But even though for some students, the highlight of those days was playing volleyball at lunch or hanging out with new friends that they made, it created enough of a community that when we went online, we knew who we were working with.
Despite the hurdle, Flores said that the shift has been good since classes resumed last Wednesday. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Wahusi Isaiah Uggan.
Sports is coming up.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
You can count on me. You can count on me for life. Chase a good life, creating those better days. Through each and every phase, keep your roots in the ground. Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life. Yeah. You can count on me. You can count on me for life. Whoa.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
100% truck, 100% Jeep. Experience next-level off-roading on your new Jeep Gladiator, the most capable off-road midsize pickup truck crafted for adventure, equipped with best-in-class towing capacity, legendary 4x4 Jeep capability, and backed by Guam's only lifetime powertrain warranty. Drive home in a 2021 Jeep Gladiator today, starting as low as $315 per paycheck during Jeep Adventure Days. Visit CarsPlusGuam.com to get pre-approved online today. Terms and conditions apply. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Taco Bell is so good and so cheap.
I know, right? I wonder why.
What if they know we're broke? What if they're trying to be the good guys?
Ah, thanks, Taco Bell!
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. With me tonight, AJ Ranges, playing football out stateside, junior. Let's talk about the switch to your new school, Cardinal Newman, and a little bit about the football program there.
Cardinal Newman is a Catholic school, and, you know, the switch was, it was pretty easy. They were very welcoming. It was like in the springtime, so we was just basically like working out, and I get to bond with the team and whatever. And then, and then they really treated me like a good asset, like a good athlete, and then they really, really care about me.
So far, within 2 games played this year, you already have 324 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, longest run of the season, 90 yards.
The 90-yard run, it was just basically good blocking, and I just read it off of them, and then using my speed. We was just like, the coaches, they like know I'm kind of fast, so they wanted me to go to the outside and then break it down from there. So that run, it was just a good team effort.
Are you currently getting looked at by some college scouts, and are you in conversations with hopefully taking your talents to the next level?
I went to a couple of camps this year. I talked to the running back coach at USC, University of South Carolina. They said they'll be looking at me throughout the season, and then I'm also getting looked at Benedict, which is also a college it's a small college in South Carolina, and that's basically it. I didn't go to like a bunch of college camps. I went to more of like technical camps that, you know, to get my skills up.
Well, helping you get your skills up to par are your coaches, and man, your coaching staff definitely have a lot of experience playing both at the collegiate and a professional level.
The energy that they bring to the table is perfect. Like my head coach, my offensive coordinator, he actually took me to one of the camps that he used to go to. Like he went to Middle Tennessee, which is a D1 school in Tennessee, and he brought my friend and I down to there just to get looked at the head coach. This other coach, he played linebacker and quarterback throughout his D1 career, and he played linebacker for the Miami Dolphins. He's a great coach. And then our running back coach, he used to coach for the running backs at Clemson University. So my coaches have the knowledge and the skills to bring me to the next level, in my opinion.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Building on the past, we at Docomo Pacific Business believe in helping businesses move forward and together, changing the way we get things done to make you and your company reach your highest potential. Trust in our commitment to bring you the best solutions for all your business goals. We are Docomo Pacific Business. Let's work better together.
Guam was once home to over 12 native species of forest birds, each with their own unique sound, color, and role to play in our ecosystem. However, the arrival of the brown tree snake has threatened their existence. Today, only 3 of these species still exist in the wild. But what was once lost can be restored. Join the Department of Agriculture's efforts to restore our ecosystem.
This is a bag. But for Steve, this bag gives him food cred. Because now everyone knows that when they have that craving, or they're just looking for the perfect deal, well, they just need to follow Steve.
Follow him all the way to the new McTerry Deluxe at McDonald's. It's an all-beef patty smothered with teriyaki sauce topped with lettuce and tomato on a sesame seed bun. For a limited time, price and participation may vary.
Well, it's been a while since I've anchored the news, so I'm a little rusty, but you know what I haven't forgotten to do? Your birthday shoutouts. Happy birthday to KUAM kid, KUAM man, Scotty Duenas, and your mom who loves you incredibly. Without end says to my man-child who makes my days brighter, my nerd's thinner, who stole my heart 28 years ago. Happy birthday to you, Scotty. Scotty, we wish you a very, very happy birthday, and no one, trust me, no one is more proud of you than your beautiful mother. So happy birthday, Scotty. Also, happy birthday to another beautiful member of our community, the lovely Davina Evaristo. Happy birthday to our good friend from McDonald's, and many blessings to you from Team KUAM. Davina's always been a good friend, and we wish her the very best. Shout out, Davina. And happy belated birthday wishes going to Elvin Jeremiah Babalta, born on September the 5th. Happiest birthday wishes to our big brother, love from your sisters Raquel, Raya, Melody, and Harmony. Michael Chargalov Guerrero II, happy birthday to you, and we are wishing you only the best day today and always. We love you. Fantastic shout out. Great job, guys. Joel Wolford, or Joel Wolford, who was born on the 6th. Happy birthday to Honey, otherwise known as Cheeto. Love from Lori, the kids, and the family. And happy belated birthday to Sierra Tassi Garcia, lovingly known as Bugga, who turned 3 years old on September the 6th. We thank God for the many laugh out loud moments that you bring to our family every day, and we love you so much. Say daddy, mommy, mama, papa, and the whole family. Happy birthday to each and every one of you. We hope each of you has the best day. All right, that's your news. Please stay safe, everybody. I'll see you next time.
Hafid, everybody. I'm Sabrina Salas Matinani. Welcome to Health, Home, and Lifestyle. For those of you battling stress and high emotion, one yoga instructor says she's got the answer for you. Kaylee Oliva spoke with a certified yoga instructor about how her exercises help, as well as Dr. Joseph Garcia